I always look at you. Well, it's time for the weekend review. Dialysis, when did you have your little dizzy spell? Was that Monday?
No, this week has been good. Actually, no alarms this week.
No alarm. Yeah, it's been a smooth week.
I think it was Friday. It was horrible. Oh, it was Friday. It was horrible.
Friday was horrible.
Connected.
Yeah.
And then, so yesterday, we went to the vascular guy and got a vein mapping so they can stitch an artery and a vein together.
Yay!
Doesn't that sound like fun? And so, well,
maybe 1 or 2 surgeries. Not even just 1. Maybe 2. I'll be really lucky if I get 2.
probably 1 though.
Yeah. And he doesn't know if it's going to be in my broken arm. He's going to do it. It kind of seems like it's, what would you describe it? Under your arm on the inside, which seems like the worst place humanly possible. But he's going to try and do it on the forearm on the top because my arm doesn't twist very good because of the positioning and the injury that I have. And preferably I wanted to have it on the gimpy arm, so I have my left arm to do everything else. I guess you have to have a second surgery if, what was it?
There's a couple of things that can happen if the veins don't grow together, or there's a couple of things. Apparently this ultrasound just gives him a rough idea because he said he won't know for sure till he gets in there, but it didn't sound like it was a, overly, he's got a couple of plan B's and plan C's, all depending on where the veins are. So if they don't grow together, they can graft a couple of things or something like that with a second procedure.
And I don't want to do the grafting because you have more chance of infection. But
it's it's an in and out thing at the hospital. Well, 1 day probably.
Yeah, it's 1 day.
And
he says it's a pretty typical surgery that they've done that normally doesn't have complications, but I'm abnormal, so
I always expect the worst.
Yeah, I go in and, well,
it'll basically be like a 1.5 to 2 inch incision is the only thing, and they'll do
and that makes it sound really nice because what you visually see is something that's about 8 inches long and it's a big loop and it sticks up out of your skin. It looks gross. So, in my mind, I'm thinking it's only like 1.5 inches. Okay, no big deal. Who cares? It's in the crook of your arm. But when you see everybody's fistulas that's in the center,
it looks like
it's disgusting.
It's a huge varicose vein.
Yeah, great big one. Usually about, it's probably 8 inches long, 4 inches wide, and bulges on the top of your arm.
Looks like you got plastic tubing in your arm.
Yeah, so
that's what we kind of do.
It's gross. Well, I have it in my neck right now. This one looks good. It's gross.
It's unsightly, but it's not gross.
You go, good God, what's wrong with that person?
Frankenstein.
Ugh.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, of course,
yes, it is.
I would have a different opinion if it was happening to me, but.
Well, and that second surgery he was talking about, I mean, it could be, on the underside of my bad arm, on the forearm of my bad arm. And worst case scenario is if the veins that they go after are too deep, then I have to go back in for another surgery and raise the veins up to the surface of the skin. So
Which is the whole idea of this. It's so they can.
So they can access
it's like getting blood tests 3 times a week.
Yeah. And
so they basically want a big fat vein and a big fat artery that they can poke with regularity.
That hurts.
That hurts. Well.
Yeah.
But the treatments have been going well.
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe my clot in my catheter is finally cleared out or something.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is I had myself all convinced yesterday after doing tons of research that we would go peritoneal dialysis, which is a tube coming. We're back on?
For the time being.
Really?
So, You were saying before GoPro interrupted how disappointed you were about the peritoneal.
Right. I just had myself convinced that was the way to go. And then, evidently, if you have a hernia on your stomach, you can't have it because you put 2 liters of fluids in your stomach, so it extends your stomach by 2 liters. Can you imagine? And then in 2 hours, you take it out, and you do that 4 times a day. So that doesn't sound overly appealing.
Like drinking a 2-liter bottle of Coke.
Yeah, in one sitting. Oh, there's the horses.
I think they were good.
Okay.
Now, I saw a city. We have these people that are starting a, what do you call it?
Topiary. A horse?
3 topiary horses there in the median, and we're not sure where they came from. And we just saw some city workers in the median farther down the road, and it looked like they'd taken them out, but that's not the case.
Maybe not.
So anyway, time to Zoom.
Oh, I get an MRI next week.
Oh, MRI for the renal mass. She has a spot on her kidney that we need to look at. And that'll be in next week's update. So
maybe it's the following week.
the wrap-up is fistula. Did we make an appointment for the fistula?
No, they're going to make the appointment, and then I'll have to call them and say, sorry, it doesn't work with my schedule.
Anyway, we still have to make an appointment, but that's the next step, and then it's going to be fistula for a while. So, kind of a resting point, a plateau.
Yeah, but after the fistula, it takes 3 months to heal before you can actually use it.
2 to 3
So I have
months,
this
yeah.
glorious tube in my chest, and no full showers for the next 3 months.
Yep. Okay, time to Zoom.
Aren't we fun? I don't know why. Why did we start this?
So that our friends can keep tabs on you without...
I know.
You don't have to watch. We hope you do.
I haven't.
We hope you do, but you don't have to.
That's true. Okay, anyway, all is good.
Yeah, we should start off with the summary first. Here's the summary. The treatments went well. We had an appointment with the vein mapping guy. We're waiting for an appointment to do the fistula. Looks like PD is not going to work out for a while. Now you're really up to date.
Yeah.
Time to Zoom.
Okay, Zoom. Are we on?
Yeah, we're on. We finished today a little early, about 10 minutes early, and Linda was feeling a little dizzy, so she ended up talking to the guy.
The nurse that shouldn't be one.
Nimrod number 1.
Yeah, Nimrod.
And that's about it.
Yeah, I was dizzy for about an hour while I was in the recliner, and it's a weird feeling when you're laying down and you're dizzy. So the first thing I thought about was, am I getting vertigo again?
Okay.
So anyway, more fun.
You're up to date.
Oh well, we learn something new every day.
Just about. And that's why we think of you. We keep you updated.
Yeah, I think we give you more than what you need.
Way too much.
Way too much.
Nobody stays to the end anyway, right?
Yeah, and I doubt if anyone is even watching
Nobody's even
these.
watching.
It's too boring. I don't watch them.
You watch them.
I don't want to have to
You
live
watch
through it
them.
again.
You do. I make her watch them.
You make me do it. I do
All right.
my test.
Anyway, up to date.
Bye. We
Bye.
love you all.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.